What is up guys, Damer the Gamer here, and I'm absolutely pumped to make this video for you. So I'm going to build the gaming PC, so I ordered a bunch of parts from Newegg. Today I got my computer case in the mail. So the case I ordered is the RAIDMAX Agusta full tower case. So in the following video I'm going to be unboxing, reviewing, giving my thoughts on the RAIDMAX Agusta. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So it wouldn't be a Damer the Gamer video if I didn't go through the contents of the box. So here on the front we have an image of the RAIDMAX Agusta. So what's being shown is the front faceplate cover for the titanium black edition. So the case comes in two different colors, the titanium black or the black and white. So I personally ordered the black and white edition, but it comes down to personal choice on what color you prefer. The box of the RAIDMAX Agusta also gives us some specs on the case. So the case features 5 external 5 1/4 inch bay drives. The internals feature 6 3.5 inch hard drive or 2.5 inch SSD racks, with an additional 2 2.5 inch SSD compartments. The system supports motherboards up to the size of 12 inches by 10 and also features support for all the micro ATX motherboards. It features expansion slots in the standard ATX 7 slot, like the PCI Express, AGP, and PCI. The back of the box gives us some information on the many features of the RAIDMAX Agusta. However, I won't go through it because I'll be outlining all of these features throughout my unboxing and review of the RAIDMAX Agusta. So guys, I'll be starting off at the front of the case. So we're going to look at all 5 of the external 5 1/4 inch drive bays. So I'm going to start off with the flagship of the computer case, the Gundam faceplate. So this faceplate is made up of plastic, however, it is very sturdy and very hard. However, it is fairly easy to break when open because it is only held together to the case by 2 screws, so you need to be careful while you're opening it. However, when you do open it, it leads to 2 more external 5 1/4 inch bays, which I will show you in the next shot. So once opened, you can see these 2 external 5 1/4 inch bays. So as you can see on your right hand side, it appears to have 2 triggers. So these are simply buttons or triggers, whatever you want to call them. But the point is, you press it and this will loosen the bay. So from there you remove the plate and then you can insert anything you want, such as an optical drive. Because of the many external bays, this provides you with a lot of flexibility. The user may decide to add a DVD writer or a Blu-ray writer, a CD writer. Your possibilities are endless. So I have just removed the top 5 1/4 inch external drive bay. So now you can see there's an opening. It is very hard to see on camera. However, it's an opening in which you can easily place an optical drive such as a Blu-ray writer or a Blu-ray reader. Here I have reinserted the drive base plate just so you can have one more look at how it looks once the Gundam faceplate is opened. As you can see here, more upwards along the front of the case, we have 3 more external 5 1/4 inch drive bays. Again, similar functions to those behind the Gundam faceplate. They can be removed, so you can add any optical drive you may want, which fits within the 5 1/4 inch category. So here I'll focus on the first portion of the front panel for the input and output ports. From left to right, we have our power button, our reset button, we have two lights, we have our fan strength controller, which is a pretty cool feature. Then we have our LED light controller. I'll go over those two knobs in a moment. Above that, we have a few more ports. We have our USB 2.0 port, followed by our headphone jack. Then more down the right, we have a microphone jack and another USB 2.0 port. Lastly, we have our USB 3.0 port. So that rounds up the front panel input-output ports, but I'll go over some of the adjustment knobs found on this port. So this is our fan strength adjustment knob. So for example, if I want to make the fans much stronger, I could twist it over to the right into high mode. And vice versa if I wanted the fans a little bit weaker. So that's a pretty cool adjustment feature to have for your case. So now our next one, our LED light controller. So what if you're playing in the daytime and there's a lot of daylight in your room? Is there really a big reason to use the LED components? Probably not. So here you can move them all the way down to the minimum. But if you're gaming at night, it's especially cool to have a few fans with LED color. So then you'll just twist this over to your right and increase the color emitted by each fan. On the top of the case, we have a similar Gundam design following all the way up through. It is very sturdy and it's made up of plastic. However, like I said before, it feels very durable, very solid, and very heavy. So it's not very cheap material. In fact, it's fairly expensive material, and it gives you the impression that it will last for a long time. Along with that, looking around the design, we have more mesh. So this is great, just gonna increase the airflow in and out of the case, so it keeps the case as cool as possible with the addition of the fans within the case. So this is probably one of the most interesting parts of the case. So simply looking at it, you see two triggers, and then just mesh, and more mesh, and then more mesh. However, those two triggers can be pulled to open a compartment with many more drive bays for SSDs, hard drives, and any other. So here I have the side panel opened, and it definitely looks pretty cool on the inside too. As you can see, all the drives are obviously empty as I haven't added anything to the PC just yet. However, on each side of the drive bays, you can see that there are square-shaped triggers. So pulling these triggers will cause you to take out one of these drive enclosures, and then you can easily add an SSD or a hard drive. So this fits 3.5-inch hard drives, and of course your 2.5-inch solid-state drive. Removing drives from this compartment is very easy. You simply just pinch and pull. So I have removed one drive from the middle, and I will review that drive enclosure to show you guys how everything works. So this is basically how the drive enclosure looks. So if you had a 3.5-inch hard drive, you would place it this way. Inserting drives back into this compartment is fairly easy as well. Once you line it up, you simply just push down, and then it'll lock in place. So that'll also be very easy for inserting hard drives and solid-state drives. You won't have to necessarily go in the case, go through it. You can simply take out a compartment, add your drive, and then stick it back in. And all that is hidden behind this mesh compartment. As you can probably see here, this side panel of the case features a bulge. So this bulge was made to help provide more space for cable management. So if you've ever built a PC, you can tell that sometimes cables take up a lot of space, and you just don't know where to go with them. So this bulge appears on both sides and helps you tuck away the cables into a nice place. That way you can have more space for some hardware on the inside of the PC, such as your CPU, your GPU, or your motherboard. The side panel also features a tuck-away handle. This helps you easily pull out the side panel once you're ready to place hard drive within the computer case. So the RAIDMAX Agusta features a no-tool installation design. So thumb screws like the one I'm holding here, which are included in the case, are the only things you need in order to take off the side panel and put it back on. So this makes life a whole lot easier for people who are building PCs, because all they have to do is unscrew a couple of these things and they can easily access the inside of the computer. They don't have to use fancy screwdrivers, wrenches, any of that stuff. So that's a pretty cool feature to have as well. The RAIDMAX Agusta is also water cooling ready. It features 3 ports and is ready for you to add water cooling when you desire. So if I wanted to upgrade into water cooling, this case would be compatible with that. RAIDMAX also does a very nice job with the fans. We have a fan right up here. We have a fan beside the fan that's right over there. We have 2 more fans behind the fan that was beside the fan over there. Lastly, we have a fan on the opposite side of the fans that were behind the fan that was beside the fan over there. Not only that, but the LED fans on the RAIDMAX Agusta, like the ones up top over here, have LED. So LED ready means that the RAIDMAX Agusta is gamer ready. And now looking through the inside of the case, we have nothing too special. We have some of the wires that come with the case. These are most likely to connect the fans. Moving down the case, we have our owner's manual here sticking in our face. And keep on going down. Here we get a closer look at some of the base, how they look. We have a little snapshot thingy, so it may be hard to see on screen, but on the side it says open, here it says close, so I guess that just helps to lock in any hard drives or something you may be inputting in these bays. I know coming into purchasing this case, I wondered a bit about the fans, how they worked, whether or not they were, reasonable fans. I really like the idea of having 5 fans, but to me I just thought that there were probably going to be some cheap fans that don't really work, but here I'll review a bit of it for you. So this fan is definitely sturdy, it's durable, and it's definitely not some cheap fan that I thought it would come out to be. Spinning it, you can feel that it's very sturdy, very well made, like the rest of the case. And I'm very impressed with the materials used for the fan and for the case in general.